Oh, what's up? Okay. What's up, YouTube? This is Reimei here. This is going to be a live reaction to episode 7. Yeah, this is the second to last episode for Arknights. Yeah. Episode 7 of Arknights Prelude to Dawn, or Arknights Reimei Zensou, however you say it. So, technically don't have more enemies to walk to blue box and you have life points. Just watching, all I can say is holy fuck. Oh dear. I hope it's good. I really do. Based on that. But yeah, what to say about the last episode is that here's the thing. I do like how some of the things just trying to build up to whatever conflict's gonna be there. So the episode last time starts out with Talon just kind of, viewing the Lungmen, city, and she was having this sort of this little monologue about her, about wanting to take back what originally belonged to them. And then there was this voice, I do not know if it was from her, the same voice as hers, but it sounded similar, where it feels like either she's referring to herself in third person or someone else is saying her name. So what is it that's going on here? I do not know, but I feel like it may have to do with maybe her childhood or maybe something else. I don't know. Could be like maybe she just assumes the name Talon, but there's like some sort, Talon is like maybe some sort of title or given to people. I don't know. I'm not so sure right now. But it's an interesting scene there. Also, Misha gets kidnapped. Apparently, it's revealed why she was needed, because Misha's father was a renowned professor, and because he had what would be possibly important info that would be regards to the originium, or like the oropathic disease, but he apparently kicked the bucket. So people were thinking, I don't know what's with this. And so they were assuming that that his family would know, or any surviving family members would know. That's why Misha is targeted. And also because I'm not so sure if it's really just because of her infection too, but that might correlate to it. I don't know. I do with the kind of like the little characteristic is not much, but Chien's actually, like, there's a little bit of a good character to her, because good characterization to her in the previous episode, because while she is all about duty like a sort of just like status quo of sorts, that like she does at least hold some responsibility. She can have a little bit more openness to some degree, when it just realized, like, oh, the way she's just going about with things is just not gonna work well. And like she does feel guilty about like not being able to protect Misha from the reunion, from taking her from kidnapping her. And I also liked that one moment with Amiya, because Amiya is usually someone that is very, that likes to try to talk things out, as peacefully as possible, like trying to resolve it non-violently, and like she's always about trying to be she's trying to be compassionate and all, but she just passive. I wouldn't say passive, it's just more like she was just very frustrated. She's upset that this is happening, because the reunion was the first one that drew blood. They basically is her stance is like, you started it, you harmed someone first, we didn't want this. I don't want to see any. I didn't want to see any more of this, but you guys started this shit. You're the ones to blame if anything. So why are you trying to make us look like bad guys when you're the one just making a mess? That's how I felt. That's how it would seem and how she expressed it. Yeah. Yeah, it's more passive. It's less pacifist and like, cause she's usually that, but it's just more like it's been like something where she's been dealing, and then it was one of those moments where it's just like, if only you in that moment you're just like, if only you did not do this and that, it wouldn't come down to this, you know. And then it's also, and because you bring up a really good point. It's to the point where you gotta have to you must fight. It's kind of like what they try to do. It's what I remember them trying to, an ideal they were trying to use in the post prison break of Arcs of Promised Neverland. They were trying to utilize that theme. Now obviously that execution didn't go well, but for this one I think like it's implemented pretty well. It's just like, yeah, we're here because like someone started it, and they don't want to assume like, oh, we're the one, oh, the responsibility. They want to place the blame on. No, I'm not saying place the blame. It's more like everyone's just kind of out for themselves. It's a tough break. Adult nap at 18 years. I don't know. I guess kidnapping just sticks now. I don't like. What if it was like an old man or a woman? What do you say then? Granny napped, or it's like as a parent or a father or mother, you just parent napped or whatever. I digress. But yeah, based on the preview, episode 7 looks to be pretty chaotic. I have to think, but how chaotic is the question. Kidnapping also sounds more serious than adult napping. I think, well, to be fair, I don't think adult napping runs off the tongue that well. It just sounds clunky, and when you think about it, you're just like, why am I saying this part? Also, based on the thumbnail, yeah, I think we're in for something. I'm kind of nervous. I really am. But let's go. Yeah, let's get to it. Hopefully, OBS is fine. The streaming will be fine, and we're gonna get it. And hopefully, I don't ramble off too long as either, unless if I have a bunch to talk about. But yeah, let's get to it. Okay. Alright. Episode 7 in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Oh, it's okay. We're going from Misha. That's where we start off the episode, huh? It has me so mixed because the guy that is this reunion guy is addressing him in a very friendly way, and it's not like, oh, he's forcing it. It's just kind of how they are. I know this is something that may be redundant, but yeah, it keeps hammering home the fact that the reunion aren't just all bad guys. It's just opposing ideals. someone she related to? Someone she knows? Wait. Oh, okay. Yep, that's the one. Okay, about to ask, like, or I'm just wondering, how is Skull Shatter associated? Does Skull Shatter know her? It, but like, does she know her like from before, or does it have to do with someone that um Misha knew before? Someone named Alex, or or Skull Shatter was originally Alex, but because of circumstances decided to don a new name, an alias, or just have no official name. Mm-hmm. That's to believe you stuck with. Just it's her choice. This is tough, right? Like, because what do you? Because the thing, because the whole thing with how the infected, like, yeah, there is information on how it's spread, but not everyone will know it, and not everyone's gonna interpret the same way. Not everyone's gonna handle it the right way. His and for Solskjaer's circumstance, it was tough. There was the confirmation. They knew each other since childhood. So back then, Skullshatter was probably named Alex, I think. What she already said. Do you believe your childhood friend, or do you believe the one that is being genuinely nice to you and has already proved that they didn't try to kill anyone out of just pure retaliation? Hmm. Yeah, you were. Anyone can fucking hear that, especially when there's no wind. Warm up. Teach this. You're gonna really teach this little innocent girl how to fight, trying to fight, just in front of. Why do you need the target? Why do you even need the target there? Then don't need. Then don't you don't need a fucking target. Use arts. Spiritual pressure. So with some arts, you can enhance the weapons you have. No, she didn't kill. She didn't try to kill. Like they don't try to kill him unless it's absolutely necessary. Oh, she blew up that thing. I feel like Skullshire has been just been. I wouldn't say just been brainwashed into thinking that Rhode Islands are just these are just these villains, and that they are the warriors of justice sort of thing. All this to save one person. What happens if Misha gets clapped? What happens then? Xenos, what the hell with your jokes, man? Did something happen back then to make them Don't want to believe a union. Believe me first. Oh, red flag. Red flag alert. Oh, W. I just really like how the hallways past that sort of how they grab that atmosphere, like these long lonely looking halls. They're just all it's all rusty, old, look like they haven't been cleaned at all. Oh, now to focus on the doctor. I mean, some of people are saying the doctor is taking a back seat, but now it's an issue. Now it's something to note because if you take out the doctor, and basically Rhode Island's mission is over. I mean, no, their you know their drive would be over. I wouldn't bet on that when there's like a dust storm kicking up. Gotta worry about the visibility in this point. There's just a whole army just standing out there. Well, they all are on open plains, so might as well. Oh, they couldn't. They could not. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, doc. I like how the doctor is, lays out the plan, but it leaves him vulnerable. Like, I hope you're hiding the doctor in a. I hope the doctor is not in a vulnerable position. But no one's in a safe position right now. Well, probably not. That was no. That was not even a fight. That was not even a fight. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Why is there always this one guy with a buster sword? Well, this guy made a... Oh, jeez. What the fuck? Okay, good. It was like he was just having this stance where he's about to summon some shit. Summon some shit. He's like the he's like a berserker class of the group. Oh dear, it's wait, was it what I think it is? Yeah, the dot. Well, she had to deflect it away. Not just block it, deflect it away. Thank God she was still back there though. Oh, she was trying to aim for the foot. Where she wasn't shielding it. Wait, what is he doing? Oh yeah. I should have figured he was trying. Dude. Wait, she what just happened? Did she just awaken a new power or something? That's not what she usually fires out. Usually just fires them in small shots, not fucking, not like spears. Oh, Jesus. Damn. How are they gonna take Misha back when she just see that was her that was her that how are you gonna because if Misha saw who did that to her childhood friend, the one who was saying, "Oh, everything's gonna be all right." Oh, also, aren't those rings supposed to be? I feel like the rings weren't they supposed to restrain her powers? What the, bro? Oh my god! I don't know even what to think. The one in mind right now, like, what the fuck did Ami just do? I wouldn't. Enough of your damn jokes, please note. Even Amiya herself wasn't sure what the fuck she just did. Did she see who? Oh, fuck, she knows. Oh yeah, that just happened. This is more shocking. This is okay. Well, I was a manga reader for Chainsaw Man, so maybe that doesn't count. But maybe I wouldn't be that surprised anyways. What the fuck? I know. I would have to think that arts has something to do with where you have it initially, but you can also have access to maybe your new forms of it, or like abilities, or like different types of attacks. But like, I don't know if this is something that she's done. Like, if that was an attack she's done before. Like, I wouldn't say the possibility of it where she hasn't, but she's been only using the little shots. I didn't expect fucking like, how you call? I didn't expect fucking, you know, spears of magic just coming out like that. Literally, what does it remind me of? Literally something I saw. Where the fuck? Where did I even go with this? But it's ambiguous, but it's fine. It's fine, cause you're just like, there's a lot of things you can dive into. Okay, not a really good comparison, but since I'm watching Bleach, sometimes the thing with the, you know, the Reishi thing, you know, and how powers can come about, not a lot of it is not as well explained as it could, but the fact that, you know, there's a lot of things you can dive into, like how certain powers can manifest, how they cannot be just easily fixed or whatnot. For this one, just like, I don't know. I wonder if the arts run on emotions, or do they run as well, or do they run just on like, or if that was a case where like Amiya may have been a product of something much bigger, and then she has more of a destructive capacity, of possibly a destructive capacity, but just decided, but because of her kind approach, due to whatever may have happened back then when she was much younger, that she's only resorted to that. I don't know. I do not expect the backstory for her with only one more episode remaining. I mean, that's why I do hope more seasons come out. So maybe just I don't even know, guys. I'm kind of just, yeah. I like, everything was playing something. They're doing these really cool, like, nice little tactics. Now the whole point where they are charging as like an army of sorts, that's kind of like, they don't do the thing where they're just hiding and they just do all the thing like a fucking Call of Duty sort of thing. No, we don't. No, it's not like that. It's kind of, to be fair, there isn't really much to hide behind in that. It's just kind of like a sort of open field. Yeah, there's a dust storm, but not much else to go with. This is the moment I was really hoping for, that maybe go from liking the show to really liking the show. Nice. Yet, this one was... I really liked how emotional some of the scenes were, with Misha just breaking down, you know, and then like you hear Skull Shatterer / Alex. You know, I don't... Bleach final arc season didn't care much about logic anyway. True, but it still got great storytelling and character emotions. So that's fine. I felt like that made up for it. Well, the manga did kind of, the final arc did kind of got rushed in the final stretch, from what I remember. But the anime should rectify things. But yeah, I will digress from that. Amiya also uses her as a shield in episode 3. Oh, okay, yeah, but she hasn't really. But her offensive capabilities haven't really changed per se. She's still just firing off little shots. But this is the first time where you see a different offensive approach, where she just shooting off what I think is like basically strings or maybe spears of energy. Or how the Quincy abilities can be all kinds of things explained by some kind of life energy. I'm just panicking that emotion, I would say. We saw she was pretty strong versus Tallulah. Oh yeah, she did kind of tank some of Tallulah's attacks. So yeah, I can get that. But I think the shock here is that she didn't want to hurt anyone. She didn't want to unnecessarily hurt anyone. But she just ended up doing that because she was scared of the doctor's safety, because the guy was Skullshire was planning to kill himself along with the doctor, and so she had to stop it. That was so in hindsight, maybe the biggest shocker wasn't really it's still surprising that she has that sort of power, because I didn't think so. Because maybe if she fired off, I do not know if where she did the normal, or fired off normal shots of energy, like it would have done the same thing, but maybe without necessarily severely or maybe even fatally wounding Alex / Skull Shatterer. But in the heat of the moment, her emotions got the better of her, and she just fired off an attack that could have perhaps did some fatal damage, depending on how much where that hit. No, not really. I hate the final arc of the manga. I thought it was BS, just my personal opinion. No one's gonna blame you for not liking the final stretch of it. I wasn't a fan of that one in regards to the Bleach arc. Everything else about that war arc was great though, and then the final build, I was like, really? That's it? That's how it ends? Alright, have a good day. Thank you for joining. Be prepared, you never tried to kill anyone before this. Yeah, maybe I don't think she would intend to try to kill the guy, but again, her emotion got the better of her, and she just fired up, and she did a much more lethal sort of offensive ability that she may have already had anyways, or maybe she did awaken them in the heat of the moment. I don't know. And she landed what could have been a fatal blow. Well, I mean, we don't know yet, because it's not confirmed if Alex did, or Skull Shatterer did bite the dust. I doubt it. I doubt Skull Shatterer may have died, but I could be wrong. His ability, Dark Matter. I mean, I do like the color of the ability, like the fact that it's all dark with some red outlines. Hold on. She used the black solid spear attacks in the slums when doctors threw rocks at them. But just did. Oh, I'm not so sure. I didn't think those were. I mean, okay. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe I did. Maybe it was like it just looked different. Like even if she did use those sort of solid spear attacks back in the slums, they were used in a way where like it was done like in normal time. So maybe because the way it was done there, it was like in slow motion, it just felt like it was a different thing. So my bad if it actually is the same thing as that. But still, it was like a shocking moment. It was like, what the fuck just happened? Did she just, I don't know. It was a very it was just a really tense situation where I just got caught up as well. Where I'm just like, oh damn, the doctor actually gonna die? Like I know like the doctor's probably not gonna die in the anime, but like you never know. You never know 100% for sure. But like, and even then, even then if you like know, like yeah, but it's still a really uneasy moment, and that happens. And that also goes to show how well that episode felt in terms of the tension there. It wasn't perfect. Like there are times where it does feel a bit out of loose around the place, but I thought the execution of that episode was very good in terms of like capturing the sense of the atmosphere in there, like you know the whole thing where like remember how much Misha betrayed Amiya, how she wholeheartedly believed Rose wouldn't kill a single soul. Look who killed her own brother. It's Amiya. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about this episode of hardcore fans, they didn't stay true to the 5 bullets rule for a second. Oh yeah. I guess for showcase. I guess it's for fan service. Or I don't know. I guess they're just like fuck it. It's not that big a deal for the details. Yeah, I get you, Speedy. I get you. That and you know some guys just don't disappear, like don't really show up afterwards. But again, at the time, Kubo, the author Kubo was, having health issues, felt rushed, lots of pressure. Again, I don't know. I don't expect anyone to write to have able to keep up the normal story writing quality under pressure like that. Oh yeah, no, episode 4. Okay, I remember now. But still, it was like quite a crazy moment even then. to just have that point where just like she actually fucking did that. In comparison to the game, he was resented way more. The old pervert goes, an apple and they keep the doctor away, but an apple pie you hear the angels sing or something like that. But this was a great episode. Like, even though I kind of had a misinterpretation of like, oh, was that a new ability, or like it was actually more of the shock of she actually just went and killed somebody, because she did say like she doesn't want to kill anyone, but again, in the heat of the moment, she was really scared of the doctor's safety, because if the doctor dies, the hopes of solving the source of this whole thing that has been causing all this conflict, that is gone, and no other trace of anybody else that may have that key. It's kind of understandable why she did that, but I mean, it's a decision I'm pretty sure she will regret. Now that Misha knows. Conspiracies caught readers off guard too. In a few hours, For a few hours, it was just the usual visual novel sprites, but it had to jump scare us with Amiya's piercing skull by a wallpaper. Oh, if after this, I don't think it's a spoiler to know Amiya may be stronger than most of us originally thought. But the fact that she has to control this, I'm not saying she's overpowered, but it's more like she has a lot more strength that she knows she has to keep it under control. Otherwise, she herself will become a problem. I mean, you know, Speedy, we can talk about Bleach and all, but it's just like, you know, there's issues with how some things don't get well explained, but it happens, man. Like, this is not just Bleach. Don't believe me, I've read plenty of manga where people will be like, oh, is the granddaddy masterpiece better than your big three sort of thing, better, like, you know. And even then, like, even with Full Metal Alchemist too, like, some stuff doesn't get as good as an explanation as it needed. Like, some stuff just left completely hanging. But because Kubo's, you know, I don't know why I'm talking about Bleach in an Arknights stream, but this is what we kind of come down to. So, but yeah, because Kubo's, you know, world, you know, Bleach is gotten so big that not everything's gonna be explained in just that manga. So there's a big reason why he's disinvolved in the production of the adaptation itself. To try to have the staff try to implement stuff where he couldn't, whenever possible. You know, even with the industrial standards. But enough about that. Great power comes with 10 Orinium rings or something. But yeah, I don't know why we just went with the I don't know how we got with the Bleach without. That's actually my fault to just kind of bring that up, but it is what it is. Anyways, it's a great episode. Not just good, it was a great episode. Now it's a little iffy on some ends, but the action was actually pretty nicely done. It's not overly flashy, but it just does the job just fine. Because I'm going to say this part where, you know, there's you see this part where, you know, Ghost about to, you know, try to blow himself up, and I thought he already managed to set it off, but but then, like, you see I'm trying to reach out, and she's thinking my normal attack's not going to reach it in time, and so she just fires it off, but without even thinking about, like, try to just dislodge whatever it is. Actually, I don't even know what was she holding, like a bomb of sorts, or if it's just the arts himself. Actually, no, it was a container. It was like, hold on, I need this look again. Hold on. It seems like it seems like she was holding a container where he's gonna blow it up. And now, could he have just, you know, shot at the hands with the bomb and, you know, try to dislodge it that way? She would, but again, the emotion got to her. It was, I gotta protect. I was like, no, this cannot happen. I won't. And so she just did that. In the heat of the moment, and it happens. She injured someone and possibly killed that someone, despite having saying, like, oh, we're not gonna hurt anyone previously. But it sucks because it was a tough decision to make, and then the emotions there, and, like, in the heat of battle, people are gonna make some really wild decisions. Like, even the most experienced people. The fight reminded me of Flash animations. Anyways, we now moved on to Lord of the Rings without you anyway. 10 rings, Amiya gold tier confirmed. Oh god, please don't get that. Please don't put that reference in now. One of his bullets, you don't have to use black powder like we do every bullet, is a little arts device that he told me. Oh yeah. So that's why it was shining. It was shining particularly bright. Okay, that makes sense. In the heat of the moment, bruh. Jokes aside, like that was an episode. I really liked it. It like I was a little worried about how things were being handled in the middle of the series, but it built up really well. Now the thing is, how do you finish this season? Like, where do you does Talon show up one more time? Or we're gonna have a thing with Misha where stuff just starts to happen. She can't trust Amiya anymore. Or Amiya has to try to talk to her. I don't know. I don't know if Skullshatter is dead or not. Skullshatter feels like a main character, but also doesn't. So I don't know. I'm trying to see like where could be an actual well, there is a lot of blood kind of did get shed. Although I wish, my personal preference is that I wish they showed more of that blood. Like, I'm not asking them to have like the amount of blood that comes out of Unohana's Bankai. I just referred to Beach again. I'm sorry. But yeah, there was some blood. There was quite some blood spill to say like, oh, that's a serious one. So, yeah. The battle strategies are really nice. That the doctor just trying to relay like the instructions. Just deal with the combats, deal with the mages, like sort of like an RPG sort of thing, but it's kind of like in a military-esque style, and it's so yeah, I thought that was nice, and I felt like that was something maybe pertaining to the game itself, but I'm not so sure. I guess the idea is that the explosion is stronger when he's close to show and detonating, making sure the dog dies, or someone might jump in front. The boss fight version of the game was right on spectacular for one of the first ones, though the next one did hit hard. They really need to announce a season 2, because even to the readers is a build-up story. The anime improved the source material for this part. It's a frame of Skullshatter bleeding on the ground. Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, there was. I want more, but when I'm watching another show, or maybe 2 other shows, where they don't skim on the blood at all, it's just kind of like you want more. I'm not saying it's wrong here, because like we don't want them leaking gallons of blood. We don't want gallons of blood being leaked anywhere just for the sake of it. The game is PG-12, and maybe there's problems with Chinese censorship if you make it too gory. I don't think it's a case of Chinese censorship. It is more so just that the game itself isn't necessarily gory. But yeah, it's tragic. There's a lot of people just dying and all, but not to the point where we're just seeing just blood just physically spilled everywhere. Not that sort of thing. There's neon in a trailer for event when she floats the sky, and me in my head always has the scream Bankai as this. The lack of blood, we can blame Chinese censorship with the Billy Boy stream. They censored Ace's missing arm. Oh yeah, I think it's because they cut. I think it's because they just didn't show him lose. They just didn't show him how he lost that arm. That's why. The direction. 7-2 graders were the final when all this comes. Well, the game's quite gory on some parts actually. I won't dive further into this. I don't think if that's so, then that's interesting. I don't think it's including one. It's including these parts though. If that's the case. People really need to read more books again to relearn build up in storytelling. True. Anyways, what am I gonna say? Do I need to say anything more? No, I don't think so. The game story had people mangled and crushed into a pool of blood. Well, I can't wait to see that one. Well, I can't wait to when they get to that one and on some future season, if they ever do. You can't show male nipples in the anime or the age rating will be moved up immediately. If you're shoved in a bad time bracket on TV, if I remember correctly. Yeah, like sure you want to keep everything intact, but at the same time, like if you're pushed back, if you're put into a very unfavorable time slot to where like you won't get as much popularity because of how disturbing it can be for most of the viewers, it's a trade-off you have to make. So it's just like pick one or the other. But yeah, I don't have any particularly big issues with this one, if at all. Like not even a notable, like a big notable issue. Like whatever issue I had was just nitpicks here and there, and that's about it. Everything else was just great. Was really good. It was really solid, and I can't wait for that wrap up. Hopefully they do add justice as well. The world of Arknights, there's things worse than dying. Oh yeah, like just fighting and just feeling like there's no hope, or just keep suffering with the orthopathy in pain, with the disease in pain, and just powerless and all, or just like why, or just feeling like just why am I still here alive? Just kill me already. 10 anime seasons worth, each having 12 episodes. Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball Z is well, I don't remember Dragon Ball Z like just where they just spilling blood everywhere, but it was pretty violent. According to China. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Like some of these shots are here, like just the general art seems to, I wouldn't say it just spiked up, but if it felt even more consistent this time around, especially with the action. Like the action was alright. It wasn't flat again. It wasn't flashy or anything. It did the job. It made you feel like they were actually having genuine conflict. We're not doing flash because we're not one of these cases where we have someone turning into literally turning into a chainsaw. We don't have someone having psychic powers. Oh well, it's I guess magic can kind of be compared to it, but I don't know. We don't have someone where there's swinging big ass swords. Yeah, we have swords, but we're not throwing energy slashes. Well, we are summoning some magic, but it felt like there's some controlled sense of conflict where it's not just like power scaling battles and all, but it's just like everyone is just like it's kind of mayhem. Like yeah, there's coordination, but there's still a bit of chaos here and there. And then the fact that Rhode Island's not trying to mortally wound anyone still, unless if they need to. Yeah, the no enemy squad would have just gotten inserted, or in my case, Rosard. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy with this episode and how it turned out. But it's just like, wow, Amiya actually did that. And in the moment, I was just like, That has to be a new power? I'm like, what, did you just do that? What just happened? It was great. It was great because it gets you caught up in that moment. Because up to that point as anime only, I've always figured like, yeah, Amiya, it has to be someone really talented or strong with her powers, but she has that sort of pacifist sort of nature to her, like that I wouldn't expect her to do that, like that readily. But then again, it occurs to me, yeah, the doctor is important. The safety of the doctor is very important to her because she's the people. She's one of the people who's one of the most. She's concerned about trying to save that possibility of keeping safe the possibility of saving everyone, resolving disease or whatnot. And so yeah, in that moment, like, she just went against her words that she said the episode before. I don't think Misha's gonna trust her anymore after that. I doubt it. And when it comes down to that, what do you do from there? What happens to Misha after that? Does Talula step in and take her away, or just, I don't know. Does Misha die, or I don't know. But again, like, I'm just coming up with a lot of things. Like, as anime only, like, the only thing that can be counted as spoilers is fan art, and that's not really that good of a spoiler sorts. It's just fan art. It's just fan art. Whatever. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming out of the stream, guys. I really appreciate it. Episode 8, it's gonna be. I'm already saw in the chat. There's gonna be quite a wrap up, and a doozy of a wrap up apparently. Can't wait for that one. It's as if this episode wasn't pretty hectic enough. All right, smash the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, or join the Discord server, or just share this video around. But yeah, that'll just about do it, guys. Thank you for coming out. That'll do it for the Arknights stream. Real Session signing off. See you next time. Take